Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is part 3 of the 4th Wing War College build. So in part 1 I built the kind of lower section of the War College, and in part 2 I built the Citadel. So if you haven't watched those two videos, I will link them down below because it does show a speed build of how I built these buildings in the video that you can see at the moment. So this is part 3, and today we're going to do kind of a speed build of the interior. So if you look at it, there's nothing in it, it's just blank. And the main reason I left it blank to start with was because this was a really weird kind of shaped building, and a war college is supposed to be epic and huge, and it's supposed to have a lot of stuff in it, and I thought there's no way I'm gonna do the interior justice. But you know what, I decided to have a go at it because someone did ask for it, and I was like, yeah, all right, I'll do it. And I think decorating the inside has taken me, oh my god, maybe about 6 or 7 hours. This was a big build. This is, I think, the whole thing, all of the outside and the interior now. This is probably a 12 to 15 hours build, and I hope you like it. Okay, so in the book, this kind of first section is supposed to be the healer quadrant, so that's why I'm using, I think it's the get to work pack where you can have like a hospital. So I'm just using kind of the hospital-y items. I'm not really sure what would go in a healer's quadrant, but maybe a hospital-y themed room could be pretty good. So I've just put in a couple of beds in there, and there'll be like a little desk, and yeah, also in this build, well, in this building, it's supposed to be the infantry quadrant and administration building. So later on you'll see me do kind of an infantry section and then some sort of administration area as well. Yeah, there's a lot to do in one tiny little building. Like, I had to expand this healer's medical bay out by one. I did pull the whole room forward again just because it was only 3 squares wide and there's no way I can fit a nice bed in there, so I pulled out the wall and now it's 4 squares and it fits quite nicely now. Okay, if the screen does jump around a lot, I am working on that. Someone in the comments below on the previous video told me how I can stop the screen from bouncing around. I will look into that. I just didn't want to do it for this particular build, even though it really needs it. I was just worried that if I tried messing around with trying to make this not jump around so much, I might break the game, and then this build would be goodbye forever because there's no way I could redo this, and it'd probably drive me crazy if I tried to redo this after I broke my whole Sims game. That would be terrible. Yeah. So because this is a kind of a fantasy war college, I didn't want to put too much technology in here. When I was adding in some of the stuff for the healers area, I was just really thinking, like, do I want to add in like an x-ray machine, or is that too much? But then again, you know, it doesn't really look too, you know, medic bay without without some sort of, I don't know, like medical equipment. It needed something to add, like, be a little bit more than just a couple of beds. Yeah, so on the screen now, I'm trying to do, so in the book there's the main character called Violet, and her mother is kind of like in charge of everything. This is her mother's office area. It's not too fancy. I was just thinking, I don't really remember what she has in her office, but I thought, you know, a bunch of books. Books, and I don't want to make it too new, so I kind of went with that werewolf rug, which is kind of like scratched up and gross looking. And then, yeah, the wood I do change to black, and yeah, just basically I wanted it to look used and not too fancy, and yeah, just worn in, because if this is a war college, they're not really going to be bothering that much with, you know, having really luxurious items. I do also go in and add quite a few like cobwebs and kind of scratch marks, which I think you can get from the werewolf pack and the vampire pack. On the wall decorations, you can add a lot of kind of scratches and things, which I wanted to add just because I didn't want to make this building feel new. I wanted it to feel like really used and old, and like loads of soldiers have been going here for years, and yeah, it's a bit scratched up and scruffy. And I can't remember what pack those bars are from. Oh no, it's custom content. Yeah, I added those bars on it on the outside of this. Only this room has those bars, just because I thought if this is kind of the general's office, we don't really want anyone breaking in, so I added those bars on the outside to make it look a bit more dangerous. Yeah, okay, so the inside, the wallpaper and the flooring is pretty much all the same as the outside. I just wanted it to have one cohesive kind of look, and if this is kind of a bricky, mountainy war college, it's all going to be brick anyway. It's not going to have like nice fancy wallpaper on the inside. Yeah, so this section I'm now doing at the moment, it is kind of like the canteen area. I can just imagine like all of the kind of infantry soldiers having their meal here after training, and yeah. Oh yeah, you can see my screen just jumping around, just having so much fun. Also, I think you might have seen earlier, there was like a little sneaky basement which I added in just because this place is tiny and I need to add in a massive kitchen somewhere. If we're going to be feeding like loads of soldiers and troops, then we need a big ass kitchen downstairs, I think. Yeah, otherwise it's just trying to fit in a kitchen and like a giant dining area. It ain't gonna work. It's not gonna happen. I did add in that chefy what, come dine with me, the dine out kit, like chef cooker thing, and I just thought like that'd be really cool if they made a meal and then put it on to like that little wall bit and then they passed it over, or like, yeah, the soldiers kind of had to line up to get their meals there, and I thought that looked really cute. And then on the back kind of area over there, I didn't really want to clutter it up too much. I just wanted to leave it like kind of plain, just because if there are a bunch of soldiers in there, then maybe that's where all the dishes will go afterwards, and then some servants or staff members or whoever does whatever will come and collect all the plates and then take them downstairs into the kitchen area. This is one tiny little bathroom. I think it's the only bathroom on this floor. Good luck, soldiers. Luckily, only 8 Sims are in your household, so having one bathroom in there is absolutely fine. But if this was a giant war college, that would not be fine. We need like a lot of bathrooms in this place, but it ain't gonna happen because this place is actually tiny, like literally tiny. I was thinking I wanted to try and do a 100 room building, so literally there'll be 100 rooms, just because I'm actually really new to YouTube. I've only been doing this for like 3 months, so I think a lot of people really haven't seen any of my videos, and they'll be like, whoa, who this person, what is she doing? why is she making those voices? And I thought to celebrate getting 100 subscribers, which might be next week or the week after, I would try and make a 100 room build, to one room for every subscriber, and I thought that would be a really cute idea. Yeah, and I don't think, maybe this no, this building definitely does not have 100 rooms. Trying to do 100 rooms would be insane, but I would like to try it. So maybe that'll be a video that I'll do in a couple of weeks, maybe. Let me know if you think that's a cool idea, like a 100 room building. Or maybe someone's already probably done that though. I don't know. I'll have to Google it. Have to look on YouTube, see if anyone's done it already. Okay, so I'm kind of like making the end of this kind of canteen cafeteria area into a sort of like soldiers, not like a playroom, but like a chill out zone, I suppose. They got a little fire there in some little chairs, and I put that, what is that table called? Yeah, that little football one. Yeah, I don't know what that's called, but I put that little table there and they can have some fun. I think that's the only fun thing in this whole building. I've just got, well, they can read. If they like reading, then this is a great place for them. If not, this is not a great place. I don't know. They've got nothing to do in here. Yeah, so this is just the little fun area, and for like the decorations in this kind of war college, I didn't want to do like over the top decorating because I don't think that would be really realistic. Obviously this is a fantasy build based on a fantasy book, so you could do whatever you wanted to, but if this was an actual college for students of war, whatever that is, I really don't think they'd have like a load of decorations everywhere. It just wouldn't happen. Because, who's going to clean it all? Who's going to look after everything? Nobody. Everyone's too busy training with swords and ran dragons. Yeah, and also I think if I added quite a lot of kind of decorations everywhere, it would look more like a nice fancy castle, or I don't know, it would just look too much. So yeah, that's why there's not too many decorations everywhere. So this is my little basement kitchen area, and she's looking kind of cute and funky. Yeah, I'm just playing around with all the layout at the moment, because I don't really know what to do with the layout. I do move things around quite a bit. For the color scheme of the kitchen, I wanted to go browns and blacks, like the rest of the whole college is kind of brown black actually. Whoops a daisy. But I think brown and black best suit kind of fantasy war college kind of vibes. If it was this all that kind of nice and white and kind of fresh looking, that's not it. That's not the vibe we want. We want it rustic. So I think those two cookers look really good with like the logs underneath, and I think they are off the grid as well. So I really like those. The two sinks I have, they are custom content, and a lot of the clutter I add in here is also custom content, just because I don't actually own like loads and loads of packs. So if I try to do this custom content free, there was not going to be much in there, unfortunately. Yeah, so I really wanted to add in quite a few like little shelves and bits and pieces to make this really look like this is like a busy kitchen where they're kind of rushing around trying to make all the meals for all the soldiers. Because if you're feeding a lot of people, this is going to be there's gonna be stuff everywhere. It's gonna be insane to work in here. I'd hate to work in here. Like in the little basement kitchen and feeding loads and loads of people. And realistically, I should have added a lot more ovens in here. I do add in kind of like a custom content little tiny cauldron, and I thought that was kind of cute, because like if they're making like some sort of giant stew for all the infantry soldiers, that'd be quite handy to make a giant cauldron stew. And then I do add a few little cauldron stew thingies onto the counter as well, just to make it look a bit like they've scooped them out and yeah, made it ready. And at the moment I'm just trying to clutter this up as much as possible. I've got a little rolling pin on the table and some little eggs. They look really cute in a little bowl. I did find this little goblet thing, and I put them like a couple down here, like they've already been used, and then on the tables upstairs in the cafeteria I added quite a few of those goblets all over the tables, so that's kind of like their little goblet drink for the soldiers. I thought it was really cute. Yeah, so at the moment still trying to clutter. Oh yeah, there's the cauldron, the soupy cauldron, and the little tiny cauldron things. Soupy cauldron. Would you eat soup out of a cauldron? They do. The Sims do make mac and cheese in that giant cauldron, which is, it's kind of gross. I would not want to eat mac and cheese out there. No way. Yeah. No, I would not want to eat it. Who would make a giant mac and cheese cauldron thing anyway? That's crazy. No, 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 no. Right, I'm adding some giant jars because I thought, you know what? If this is like, I don't know, fantasy time, they'd probably make a lot of like preservative thingies. I think that's what it's called. I never made them before. I wouldn't even want to try. I did try and make kimchi once. It did not turn out all right. I won't be trying to make that ever again. Kimchi is really hard to make. Don't do it. Trust me. Okay, we're back to the canteen area. I thought I'd just add on a lot of more kind of scary decorations. Obviously not too many and nothing too fancy, but I thought those kind of animal skull taxidermy things look kind of cool, because if they are, you know, soldiers, maybe one of their training drills is to go out into the forest and like hunt some animals, and then the winner puts their, you know, lovely skull on the wall. I don't know. I was just trying to think of something I could put in around places. But yeah, I didn't want this to look too fancy. So skulls on the wall it was. Lovely, fun. This is just kind of like a little corridor, and I thought I wish I had some more kind of, I don't know, like lanterns which are like just fire, because I thought like fire around the place would look really cool, like but I don't really have too many of those things. I do have the kind of fire lamp stick things from the beach pack. What is that? The mermaid pack. They've got like big fiery stick things, but that looks too not the right vibe. It looks it's too happy, and I need like medieval fire things everywhere to make this look cool. I do add in a few bits and pieces to the kind of healer's room, just to make this look a bit more, I suppose, a little bit more used. I think if the walls are a bit too plain, it doesn't really tell a story, and I wanted this just to feel like really, really lived in. So that's why I add in quite a bit of, I don't know, just random things. Like that's got a little rug there. There's a little rug for you. Obviously, I don't think they'll have that many rugs, because if they're wearing muddy boots, that would not be fun to clean. Yeah, I think this room is almost done. I am trying to figure out if I want to add anything else to the wall. Maybe I just add swords or something above that later. I do have this little dragon poster, which I specifically looked on CurseForge for dragon items, which is where I got all my dragons from, the giant dragons that I've put on the roof. But I wanted like a dragon photo, but I only found like a poster, which wasn't really what I wanted. I really wanted a giant dragon painting that I could put everywhere, because this is a college for dragons. But it didn't happen, and I've only found one little poster. But I do use that dragon poster later in the like dorm rooms, the infantry dorm rooms. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just, I don't know, playing around with the roof again, I suppose, because I pulled out that room, and I pulled out the top section of the room, so I just needed to add a little bit more on of the roof section. It's alright. It's not matching, but it's fine. Yeah, see, that's alright, doesn't it? Okay, now we're back to the second floor. Yes, in that, okay, if you look at this, because we've got a big kind of courtyard in the middle, this whole room doesn't really make sense. It's just kind of weird. So for this section, I wanted to add in like administration plus infantry, kind of a dorm room section. I also needed bathrooms, and I wanted to make 2 private bedrooms, because if obviously you got the like infantry unit, but like the people who lead them, probably not a general, but like maybe like a lieutenant or something, they need private rooms. They're not going to be in with the with like the lower level soldiers. So I just did 2 rooms, but I think in reality it would have been nicer to do like a lot more kind of infantry rooms. I think I only put maybe 8 beds in here. I wish it was about 20 per a block, and like multiple blocks of like infantry rooms. But then again, it's just not gonna fit here. So we've only got 8 beds in there, so that's for our 8 Sims. But in the other side of the Citadel build, I do add in another infantry section, which is full of beds, and then I think I add in a sneaky basement section of beds as well. So there's like 3 lots of these infantry style rooms, so we can actually have a lot of Sims in here. We can have a big house party, or war college party. That would be fun. We could fight with swords, we could ride a dragon. Yeah. So a lot of, I think the beds are, I don't know what kit that's from, but the like dresses at the end, they are custom content, but I think most of the stuff in here isn't. I think it's all like that little desk thing is from the werewolf pack, and then those, I think those trunks are also the werewolf pack, and those lamps as well. I think they're just base game, which is great. A lot of the little bits and bobs I'm now adding in, they are all custom content pretty much. So I was in 2 minds of making this look cluttered, just because I think it's not really the army, but it's kind of like leading up to being in the army if it's a war college. So I thought they probably wouldn't actually have that many personal items like out and about. I think everything's got to be really kind of tidied and put away, and if not, then I don't know what happens, but I don't think it's good. But then again, if I had made this look really plain and simple and like neat, like what a soldier would have, it would just look kind of boring, real boring. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna add stuff. It'll be fine. This is fantasy world. It will be good. Here I am adding a load of swords and knives to the wall. Oh my god, that looks crazy. Imagine sleeping with knives above your head. That would be really scary. What if it fell on your head when you were sleeping? Oh my, I would not want to stay in there. I did play around with what are they called, curtains in here, but they just didn't want to play nicely with my windows, so the soldiers will just have to put the bed cover over their head if they want to sleep in the dark. Okay, I think I leave that kind of section for now, and then we do go into, yeah, here we go. So because that speed build was just taking forever, I did go kind of off camera and fill out the place a little bit more. So here is our jumpy tour. I say jumpy because the screen moves around a lot. I try my best with it, but it does move around. So I do, yeah, I filled out a lot of little bits and pieces. I did add some little cobwebs everywhere. I didn't do too much more to this level, and I'm pretty happy with it. It looks kind of funky. I wouldn't mind staying here. And then I think, yeah, I'm just showing you my crates. Oh yeah, I made the kitchen a lot bigger just because I thought it needs more space. We've got a lot of soldiers. We need to we need more stuff in here. So I extended kind of the main counter area. Oh, I forgot a little bit of wallpaper there. Okay, it's fine now. Yeah, so I extended the kind of main counter area and put in a lot more sinks, and then we've just got another area over there, another little cauldron, and then we've got a tiny little storage room. Isn't that adorable? And I put a lot of cracks in there and yeah, scary cobwebs. Oh, and on the outside, so we've got some seating there. This was just plain seating before, but I thought I'd make it into a little herby, poisony, planty area. Maybe Violet, the character from Fourth Wing, the main character, goes in there and gets her little poisons. Yeah, and does naughty things with them. Okay, here we are with the main infantry room. I didn't really add too much more stuff in there, just some clothes on the not coat racks, what are they called? Little wardrobe rack thingies. I forgot to add the clothes earlier. And then we do have one little bathroom at the end. It's just really, really simple and plain, nothing too fancy about that. And then if we have a look here, this is my administration wing, if if you could call it that. It's so tiny. I wanted this area to look really like overcrowded and cluttered with a lot of books and files, and I just like really imagined that the administration personnel who works in here are like, they're really like overrun, they're like overworked, they're tired, everything is everywhere, and they just don't know what to do with everything because there ain't enough space to store it all. So I just made it as cluttered as possible with books and files and things. And I thought it was really funny. And there was like a little front desk where you go in and like, hello, can I have this? I'm this person. I want to register. And you're like, no, get out. It's too crowded. So this is one of the little tiny rooms for someone who's a bit more fancy. And then we've just got another little one over there. Obviously, I didn't add too much kind of personal items. Just because this is a war college, they're not going to have a load of stuff in there. And also electronics wise, they also don't really have anything. Okay, so now we're going to go and speed build this area. Oh my god, there's so much to do in here. First of all, I thought I need to get rid of a dragon, obviously. That will be added back in later. I was just kind of like looking at the rooms, just the layout, like, yeah. So we need to, I think, to make this like into something usable, we needed to rearrange some stuff, which, you know, it kind of ruins the build a bit. But to be fair, I think I did improve the build. It's not as weirdly shaped. If you wait until the end, this build looks a little bit more like kind of not normal, but it's kind of hard to explain. It doesn't look as like odd, I suppose. It just makes more sense. And also on the insides, the layout makes a lot more sense after playing around with the room structure a little bit more. Right, those bloody pillar things do not want to play sometimes. I think I have to put the wall down and then try and place it. We'll see what happens. Oh my god, yeah, I did accidentally delete like the whole wall and room sometimes. But then if you just do the undo button, the room comes back, so it's fine. If you accidentally delete a room, it's fine, just undo it, it'll pop right back in there. Okay, so here I am trying to do the layout. I think I'm pretty happy with that. That kind of main section here, I thought I could make it into a little training room. And maybe this is the main kind of training section where they kind of, in the book, they do a lot of, I don't know, like fighting, sparring with each other. And I think they do use knives or like punching each other, like stabby things. It's been a while since I read the book. But okay, so this idea in here would be to have a lot of swords and like stabby things on the wall and kind of make it look like, I don't know, it's not supposed to have too much in here because I can just imagine like all the like little cadets who are going to train to ride dragons. They're in there. They're probably lined up against the wall. They've got to pick their weapon, and then they've got to then go to the mat on the floor and like do some sparring. Obviously, it'd probably be better if this room was much bigger for sparring with swords, just in case, you know, accidents happen. But, you know, we've got to work with this little tiny build on a mountain, so it's not too big. I'm quite happy with the swords, though. I feel like the swords really make this academy, well, this war college, feel realistic. The swords up that wall there, I thought they could like train with those the most. They're like the basic weapons, and then when they level up they can have one of the more fancy swords later on. Yeah, so we just got a little mats on the floor. They can do some sparring with all the swords. For seating in here, I just thought maybe a couple of stools would work, because I thought like if one of them got a little bit injured or something, maybe they could just have a little time out and sit on a stool. I don't know. Oh, and I also had a little tiny ladder, so if they wanted to pick their weapon, they have to climb the ladder to get the one they want down from the wall. Otherwise it'd be quite hard to get some of the ones at the top. Yeah, so this room is quite simple, and for the outside kind of section I do add another training kind of matty area. And I think if you go into debug, I think the cheaters show live edit objects or show gameplay objects. There are some swords and I think a kitchen knife which are flat and you can just lay them on the ground. So later on I do go into debug and grab some like floor swords and floor knives, which I think then look kind of cool on the floor, just laying around ready for someone to pick up and start fighting each other with. I did add a bunch of cannons. I'm not too sure about that. I just thought they looked kind of like military like, so they're in there. I think realistically they're probably not going to use those old-fashioned cannons. That's why I kind of shoved them. Maybe they're like historical items now and they're just kind of shoved away. Yeah, so they're not too in the way. Okay, here's my little soldier. For this kind of round room, I wasn't sure what to do with it. Maybe they, I don't know, pet dragons in there. Is that dragon petting room? I don't know. I think maybe they have like meetings there or something in the book. Maybe they meet their dragon or something. I don't know what that room is for. I just popped two little dragons in there. Yeah, it's their dragon petting room. Okay, so this main area, I'm gonna do another like a cafeteria, like a big cafeteria in here, like a more fancy one, because the Citadel building is supposed to be a little bit fancier. I also do change where that front door is, just because I thought it looked a bit weird where the staircase is. It needed to change where it was. And I do make a few of these rooms slightly bigger everywhere, just to make it look a bit more, I don't know, more. We need more space. More space, please. Okay, so this will be the cafeteria. I think I make a little balcony out that section. Yeah, here I go. The balcony is coming, which I think looks pretty nice. Moving my rock, my debug rock. Lovely. Get rid of a lot of the plants as well. And that got a nice big door there. Lovely, lovely. That does add a lot more light into that side. So that does look quite nice. I think, yeah, I do add some more balcony out here because I really hated how like straight that front section was. We need more sticky out stuff. We need everything to stick out in weird places. Yes, even that upstairs section. Yes, pull it out more. We need more space, more everything. Okay, I do later on. I do stop the speed build again and kind of finish it in my own time, just because this video would maybe be like 3 hours long, even if it was a speed build. And yeah, it would be so long, and I don't think anyone would want to watch it for like 3 hours. Also, if I try and speed this up any more than it already is going, the quality of the video would be really, really bad. So I didn't want to risk that. So that's why I kind of did like a half speed build and then half showed you like the finished kind of area. Yeah, so at the moment I'm adding a little basement to this room. Just because we need a kitchen area in here, and then that's also where the like an extra infantry kind of unit will stay. Or maybe the dragon first years. The dragon rider first years will stay in the basement because that's all they deserve. Little tiny basement room. Maybe the second years can stay upstairs. The first years are in the basement. Those poor first years. Okay, there I am moving the door. I'm just testing it out. Yeah, I just thought that the entrance being there made a little bit more sense. I can't really drag out the other wall because the steps are there. And then things would just start getting messy. So also, when you cross a bridge, you kind of can, you can kind of cross it and go straight into the Citadel then. You don't need to like cross and like walk a little bit and then go inside. You just go straight in. Straight in from the bridge. Lovely. It saves time. I do pop in one little tiny toilet there. Oh my gosh, there's really not many toilets or showers in this whole build. I think the other building has, let's see, there's one on the first floor and maybe 2 bathrooms on the second floor, and that's it in that whole building. This one will have 3 in the basement, 1 here, and like maybe 2 upstairs. Yeah, there's a few, it's fine. The bathroom is very, very simple, very basic. I didn't want to make it too fancy and luxurious. They're just soldiers. They don't need fancy things. They just need it simple. They need it to work. And I also threw in a cobweb because maybe they don't clean it. Later on those tables, I do add in some like swords and books and cups and jugs, just because I want it to look like they kind of like not just eat, but I want them to like study there as well. That's kind of their chill out eating study table area. That's why I filled in a lot of clutter on that later on. Yeah, so here I am putting all some little books and things on. I really did struggle with what to add because I really didn't want this to look like over the top, and also I wanted it to be kind of not medieval, but fantasy world. So really like technology, like little phones and I don't know, anything that looks kind of modern. I do want to add. Everything's got to be a little bit old school. It was kind of hard to find things that kind of fit the mood. There's the little goblet thing again, and I do use a lot more swords and things around the place. A little nice little skulls and yeah, bits and bobs. Just make it look scary. Yeah, a lot more swords. Swords everywhere. If you don't know what to put a sword. I think I will stop this kind of speed build in a minute, and then we will kind of go into like the finished build, and I'll give you a little tour of everything. So in the finished build, I do the basement, and I'll show you that, and I'll show you the second floor, and then we also have a third floor, which I made much bigger. I had to move a lot of the roof area around. I had so much trouble with that in the last video, and now I've just moved it all around again. Oh no, it's fine. You'll love it. Okay, here we go. Okay, now here we go. There we go. Okay, look at that roof and that citadel. It's definitely changed, right? I think it looks much better. Yeah, it's bigger. It's definitely bigger. The third floor is much bigger, and I moved around the windows and the little roof window things. I changed them as well. All right, so here goes our little tiny door. I did find those little knives and things and debug and pop them on the floor. For this kind of main cafeteria, I didn't add too much. That was kind of done anyway. But yeah, here is the basement. Oh my god. So here is like another infantry kind of room. Maybe like, well, the first year dragon kids stayed in there. We've got that little skull, some bottles of water. And I did go ahead and add a few like cluttery things just because it makes it look more realistic. Yeah, that's creepy. I think if I did try to keep this more clean and sorted out like a real army unit, then it just wouldn't look that interesting to look at. We've just got kind of 3 basic bathrooms down here and a really basic kind of corridor, and then we've got quite a little slim looking a slim tiny kitchen. I did want to make this bigger, but then it sort of started messing up the upstairs on the outside. It made like the walls and things like start popping out weirdly, so I couldn't make it any bigger than that. Which is fine, it's fine. Yeah, I'm just showing you my clutter again. Isn't it nice? I threw a few swords on the table. Maybe they've just been training and then they wanted to throw their swords down. Yeah, they look cool, right? Just laying on the floor. We really need some Sims in here that could sword fight. That would look really cool. If anyone knows like a sword fighting mod, let me know, because I want to download that and like test it out. Okay, so when I was doing my little tour, I just thought like, oh my god, why did I leave this really plain looking? I just add in a little, well, 2 console tables and then some paintings on top to finish off that area. I didn't want to make it look too fancy, so I thought, you know what, two consoles and 2 paintings, you know, your job done. Oh, and also 2 little candlesticks. Yeah, so we'll just add in the paintings now. I didn't really know what to add for like a War College painting. I just decided to add some animal paintings. Maybe they hunted those once upon a time and there's some pictures of them. Or maybe that's the dragon's favorite food. Deer and, is that an ostrich painting? I don't know. Could be. Yeah, that's the dragon's favorite food. Right, this is the 2nd floor of the Citadel. We have 2 classrooms in here because this is a college, so I thought they need somewhere to study. I think in the book they do have classrooms as well. They're probably much cooler than this, but it is what it is. I don't have that much space, and yeah, just 2 little mini classrooms. Oh, and I thought this could be a professor's like study or office. I don't know what professor, but yeah, that's their little officey area. This tiny classroom I thought could be like for a specialized class. Like the main bigger classroom would be for like, you know, main classes, and then you got like a specialized tiny class. I did throw in a bathroom here, just a toilet and sink. And then here we have another training room. It looks really similar to the one on the 1st floor, but I did add in a really cute dragony thing on, I think it's like a wood carving. I found that one. Yeah, that's cute. I threw that in a few different places. Right, the 3rd floor. It's got a little bit of a different roof. And then we've got like a little bedding area. So we've got 2 more fancy kind of bedrooms. I think they're for maybe the wing leaders will stay in here from the book. I thought this could be, okay, I'm not sure how you say his name, but is it like Zayden? Who's like the main guy character? I thought this could be his room. He's got a lot of sword and stuff. That can be the main guy character's room. I'm probably not saying his name right, but I don't know. You know, names from fantasy books are really hard to say. Please stop. Please stop making them hard. Just use Bob or something. Bob and David. Not weird ones. Okay, so this is another infantry unit. Well, not infantry. It'd be like one of the maybe second year's room. Second year's dorm room. And then I did give them like a joint shared bathroom shower room as well upstairs. And then, yeah, we're done. We're all finished. That took bloody ages to do. And if you stayed to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please leave a like or a comment and even subscribe, because if I do get 100 subscribers, I will make that 100 subscriber build video. If you think that's a good idea, I don't know. But anyway, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.